But other violent criminals were facing the music too. According to the Daily Wire, federal authorities arrested a man who now stands accused of making criminal threats to shoot ICE agents as they were trying to capture an illegal foreigner who was on the run. Here's what happened. Agents with Homeland Security investigations in Yakima, Washington, went to arrest an illegal foreigner who ran from the authorities on May 19th, and they eventually found him at the home of one Manuel Lozano, who is an American citizen, according to the Department of Homeland Security. Lozano apparently had a pistol in his waistband and told the agents, "I've got something for you." Dude, you've watched too many gangster movies. Then he went to the back of the house and returned with an AR-15 style rifle. According to DHS, as the agents began walking away, Lozano shouted, "I have 60 rounds and I have enough to smoke all of you." Again, dude, too many 20s gangster movies. You see an AR and walk away. Yes, moron. They aren't stupid, but apparently you are, because you seem to think that would be the end of it and they wouldn't come back. Instead, for committing that crime, the federal authorities did return, and they arrested Lozano on June 4th when they seized 2 guns plus several firearms parts, as well as mixed ammunition from his home. This is what happens, I would like to point out, when you get your advice about what is and is not legal online. The Assistant Secretary for the Department of Homeland Security, Lauren Biss, stated, "This man threatened to shoot an HSI agent with an AR-15 rifle. He has now been charged with threatening a federal law enforcement officer." Secretary Mullen has been clear. Anyone who threatens to kill an ICE law enforcement officer will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. The men and women in ICE law enforcement are simply doing their jobs and enforcing the laws passed by Congress. This violence against ICE law enforcement must end, and we are going to see to it that it does, because indeed, ICE has documented a 1,300% increase in physical assaults against their officers, a 3,300% increase in vehicle assaults, and an 8,000% increase in death threats against various personnel at that agency, all of which is illegal, for the record, and will be prosecuted as such. So if you do not want to go to jail, where you will become the toy of a real criminal, I sincerely suggest, with neutrality, just based on the facts, that you stay on this side of the line that defines what you are legally allowed to do. And I wouldn't trust the genius AOC with what is and is not legal, because a bartender is not actually the same thing as a lawyer. But if you want to find that out the hard way, be my guest. In one recent example of that very thing, the FBI arrested a rioter outside of ICE's Delaney Hall Detention Center in Newark, New Jersey, who apparently threatened to kill an ICE officer and his entire family. Video footage of that crime showed the rioter in question yelling at the officer, quote, "I'll kill your whole effing family. Your whole effing family is dead. Your children, your wife, all dead." End quote. For weeks now, a combination of uninformed, easily led, and out-and-out lying demonstrators have protested outside of that facility based on debunked claims about poor conditions that supposedly resulted in the detainees engaging in a voluntary so-called hunger strike. Now, as far as I am concerned, as long as you are being provided with food, I don't care one bit if you, as a person with free will, refuse to eat it. Not even a little bit. Now, if you are being deprived of food and starved, that I do care about. I'll be on your side. But you are a grown-ass adult, and I am not going to hold you down and make you eat. So you can eat when you get hungry, or not. But as long as you are being provided with food, if you personally prefer to be hungry, that is your choice as a human being with free will, but it has no impact on me. I do not allow myself to be manipulated by other people's free choices. I only care if they are deprived of their rightful choices. But to make the already moot claim of a voluntary hunger strike even more ridiculously ineffective, the Daily Wire recently reported that these detainees who are on a so-called hunger strike have merely been opting to forego the meals that have been provided to them while stocking up and gorging on snacks from the commissary store, as the purchase records indisputably show. Yeah, some hunger strike, wolfing down Doritos and honey buns.